How you doing, folks? And welcome to our podcast today. And this is in association with Menswear 48 in Dawson Street. So thanks very much to them for being being our sponsor for the last 2 months, I think. And today we have someone who I want to get on the podcast for a while, Samantha Kelly. Samantha is or was the tweeting goddess, which is now called X, thanks to a man we won't mention,
Yeah.
with a huge social media following. And also Sam is now on also LinkedIn and is an expert when it comes to getting your brand and your image out there and who you want to be. Sam has the experience from Twitter, and all elements of social media. So we're just going to talk to Sam. Sam, welcome aboard. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
So have I described you right, or would you describe yourself in any way different?
Well, Tweeting Goddess, everyone used to just say, "Oh, it's Tweeting Goddess," and that was such a strong brand.
It was, yeah.
But then he changed it to X, and then it was like, well, I can't be X Goddess because I might attract a different audience. So I said, do you know what? I'm going. Maybe it's time for a rebrand. But I had to kind of see a big change in Twitter as well, and I didn't really like it. And I'm all about, like, a lot of my clients are B2B. So I was already on LinkedIn, but I just decided I'd focus on it more. And yeah, it's amazing. LinkedIn is so powerful, so powerful.
It
So
is, yeah.
I learned as much as I could. And now I actually have been helping a few people with their executive personal branding, like CEOs and stuff like that. But then I went, you know what? That's what I do. I might as well just do that,
Yes,
so
yes.
that's where I'm happy.
And so you rebranded yourself and you've relaunched yourself now.
Well, I'm not launched yet. I'm
You're
in the
not launched yet.
process.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, no, you're grand. I haven't got the website ready yet. So, there's all these little things like when you're doing a rebrand, and this is quite important actually for anyone listening. If you're doing a rebrand, it's not just changing the logo and changing a picture.
No.
You have to think about, okay, who do you want to attract? Who is it you want to work with? What value are you going to give? What do you want to be known for? So if you want to be known for an expert in your niche, it's important that you're putting that out there, that you are the expert in that niche. And there's a whole lot, to find out what your vision, your values, all of that stuff. Like, it's a lot. And then the colors, even the colors you choose can give a different impression. It's mad, like,
Yeah. And,
so
and an awful
yeah,
lot of people think when you rebrand, yes, it's just change the front of the website
yeah,
or change the name,
yeah.
and but nothing else changes. The mission statement doesn't change. The vision where you want to bring the business, the vision of what you want to, what type of service you want to provide your clients. Nothing changes for the people, but you're changing the whole mix now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my integrity and those kind of things would still stay the same. The values, to a certain extent. So it's really just it's going up the next level, another level. So it means, for example, being in the right rooms instead of like I was in a few re rooms quite recently, and I remember thinking, I'm in the wrong room.
Right.
I'm in the wrong room. And I just knew I was, and I was drained after it. Whereas when I'm in the right room, I'm excited, I
The
feel
energy's there.
happy. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the energy, you can
Exactly.
actually feel it. You're actually you're moving along at the speed you want to move along, and you don't have to be dragged along. And yeah, it makes a
Or
whole difference.
it could be the opposite. It could be like, well, who does she think she is, kind of thing. Whereas if you're in the right room, they're not thinking that at all.
Yes.
They're the same, and they're like, oh, this is brilliant. So it's just about surround yourself with the right people as well. So there's a lot goes into a rebrand, which I had no idea. Well, I had a little idea, but I didn't realize how much I had to do myself to really look and say, where do I want to bring this, and who do I want to work with, and who are the people I like working with, and all of that stuff. And it's all really
Yeah.
important stuff. So I'm
And and
enjoying it.
and you're a small business owner like myself,
Mm,
and there's a lot of challenges to working for yourself. And you were even up there and posting on LinkedIn recently. Like I think the July or the summer was a bit slow for you, like it was for us and for a lot of other
yeah,
people. And
yeah.
that's probably down to thanks to the worry about
Tariffs.
tariffs and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff, and companies will be able to get the products out there and all that. But people forget it affects the small business owner being the one or two man or three man or woman operation, and you saw it as well firsthand.
Oh, absolutely. And the whole Twitter X thing didn't help, but the minute the tariffs were announced,
Mm.
it was so weird. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? And so I decided, like, I struggled through the summer. It was my worst summer ever. I will say that. And
Mm.
I'm not afraid to say that because actually any conversations I had with others, it was the exact same. So I went,
Yes.
why is nobody talking about this? Why has nobody said this? So I said, you know what, I'm going to say it. So I just did the video, and do you know I got 3 sales from that video?
Did you? Right.
Hmm.
Well, but that video was very honest, and like, I think a lot of people when they go out on their own, they all believe they have to say they're busy when they're not busy, and they all believe they
Yeah.
have to say we're out the door when you're not out the door.
Yeah.
And you did the opposite, which is telling the truth. Like, and it's the same with a lot of us during the summer. Like the tap was more or less turned off
Yeah. Yeah.
overnight.
It was bizarre, and it wasn't just big companies that were struggling. It was actually it filtered down. It filtered down into everything. Even my husband's a taxi driver. Like, so it filtered into every little industry that was
Yeah.
there. Um, and I think there was a huge element of fear and uncertainty. But you know what I did? I kept being consistent. I kept being visible. I started interviewing my peers. Like, I'm interviewing someone tomorrow on LinkedIn Live, and I started sharing my knowledge and doing collaborations with other people that
Okay.
were, so that we both kind of got the visibility. So, and it's been all that work I put in over the past 2, 3 months is paying dividends now.
Right. And from a mental health point of view, as a small business owner, which can be tough because you're on your own sometimes, and
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't want to bring the worry home with them. They don't want to tell the partners or friends because they don't. How do you handle that? Like, are you outspoken? Do you just tell your husband, or is that your shoulder to cry on, or who do you tell when things are rough?
Well, I'm very lucky. I'm 17 years sober, so I have meetings. I can go to my meetings and I can
Right.
let it out there, and I have a sponsor and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes your family aren't necessarily the ones that will understand,
Mm.
because they're not where my husband kind of barely understands what I do, because he's barely on WhatsApp. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't even let him on Twitter. Like, no, no. But it's like, so sometimes it's another business owner. So it was actually some business owners' friends that kind of I spoke to. My mentor, I have a mentor. I'm very lucky I was able to say it. And then a couple of my clients, I have lovely clients that I've had for years and years. I just like, we helped each other. They were going through something similar. So we just talked, and talking is just so good to
It
talk
is,
about.
isn't it? And like I have a new book out. You need a neck like a jockey's. You know what to be an entrepreneur. And one of the things I always say is you do need a shoulder to cry on. I don't mean even physically cry on, but you need someone that doesn't judge you, don't you? Someone that you can just call her as it is, just to get it out of your head and out there.
Yeah, but that shoulder to cry on, I did cry.
Right?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I did
Right.
cry. And
Was it
it's
that? So the summer was that tough for you? Like,
yeah, I had
okay.
lost my identity in
Right.
ways,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I never had to look for business. I had such a high profile that would be like Madonna, let's say, having to change her name to Mary. I
Because
don't
no
know.
one, because
Y-
no
You
one
know,
came to her concerts. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't know. No, I'm not Madonna. I'm not comparing myself to Madonna, but I'm just saying it. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that.
And it's funny. I saw an interview with Robbie Williams during the week, and he was saying he was in I think it was Hyde Park 1 or 2 months ago, and in a pink suit going to a wedding,
Mm,
and no one noticed him. No one. And he said the interviewer said, "Like, did that bother you?" And he said, "Yes, because I'm
mm,
in the awareness game. And that's how
mm,
I sell my albums. People know I'm there. If
yeah,
people and you and I are probably the same, and especially you. If people don't know you're there, or they forget you're there,
yeah,
the phone
yeah.
stops.
Yeah. Oh, you have to be top of mind. You have to be consistent and top of mind. And that's why, like, I would post every day on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
And someone said to me, actually, a potential client said to me, "Oh, geez, I couldn't do that because like, people be sitting to be thinking, well, who does he think he is?" Like, I don't care what those people think. My clients, they're the ones that are important, are the ones that want to see me. If they don't want to see me, they can actually, click the 3 dots on LinkedIn and say, I don't want to see this one
yeah,
anymore.
and just
Or
block
they
you.
can unfollow or whatever. But it's your audience and your community. They want to see it. They want to learn from you,
Yeah.
and your potential target audience will want to learn from you. So I don't care. I know I've loads of haters, I really don't care anymore. I really don't care. I'm 54 now. Maybe it's an age thing. I don't know, but it's just like they're never going to pay my bills.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And during that summer when things are rough, at what stage did you say, right, that's it now, enough the crying. I need to go and turn this around and start, whether start again or rebrand, whatever what you call it. Like, what was the catapult, the catalyst for doing that?
Do you know, I think I went fishing.
All right,
I went fishing and I was just sitting there by the sea. And I was contemplating, I was being, a lot of people close to me were saying, why don't you just get a job? Like, why don't you just get a normal job? You know?
impossible if you're self-employed. Impossible.
Well, I did apply for a few jobs and I
Yeah,
didn't even get as far as an interview. And I was like, okay, well, that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to do something here.
yeah,
So I said, right, okay, you know what? I have time to put the big girl pants on now and just I had a good few conversations with people. I did a few skill swaps with people. So people who are in branding, I'm helping them with their LinkedIn in return for an hour of their time and so
right,
on. So,
okay.
so I reached out to my network, which I'm always telling people to do.
Yes, yeah, very
You know,
important. Yeah,
I reached out to my network. I got a couple of introductions, very useful introductions, and then I reached out to people I knew I could help, but also could help me. And I said, "Look, are you interested in doing a skill swap?" So I've actually been doing that, and we're helping each other, and that's what I did. And then it just turned around. And when I did that video, and I said, I really want to post it. I had some headshots done with John
yes,
from
and
Murray.
they're fantastic. You look really well.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Yeah,
I just said to him, "Oh my God, I've had the worst." And I told him about it. And you know what? It was a really good tonic to have that chat. And because he would know me years and years and years, he's been doing my
yeah.
headshots for years. And I said, "You know what? I'd love to put a video out about it all." And he went, "Well, why don't you?" And I said, "I don't know. Why don't I?" And so that's how I did the
That's
video.
it, yeah. And it's funny, like one the skill swap. They used to call that bootstrapping in a way where you're trying to keep your costs down by swapping skills with other people
Yeah,
and giving your expertise to someone else and their
yeah.
expertise to you. And both years, or the 3 years, or 5 years, or 6 years,
Yeah.
you all win.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
all
And like
everyone
it's
wins.
like master like I have a mastermind group starting in September. And it's like, being able to share your skills with each other. But like for example, one lady that I've actually done a useful introduction for her now, which could be a client. So it's not we're actually giving each other business as well. It's not just the little bit of work we're doing for each other. So because I'm not an expert in everything and you need to surround yourself, you need to actually pay experts to do the stuff that you're not
You
good at.
do.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not good at making images. You know those Canva images?
Yeah.
I would waste an
Yeah.
hour.
Well, that's why I do videos. I can't do Canva.
Yeah.
So, and I was like you, someone, I think it was Anne Marie or someone said, you need to do that as a Canva. I do this. And I end up saying no. I got so frustrated. I said, right, I'm going to do videos instead. I can't be bothered spending an hour trying to do an image that when you finish it, it's the wrong size. Oh, it looks wrong.
Well, that's why I have a girl and she does all my image. I just send her what I want and she sends me the image and she does it in a few minutes.
Yes.
Whereas me, I would be there faffing around for an hour
Yeah.
and it's an hour wasted. And I also have a lady that does my bookkeeping, and I pay these people every month, I outsource them and, that's what we need to do. Like we're not great at everything.
No.
Like I'm not great at Instagram, for example. So if a client comes to me looking for Instagram, I will send them to my girl who does Instagram or someone else who does Instagram. So it's all about getting the right people.
And isn't that one that I would say tricks of working for yourself to realize even though it's your business,
Hmm.
you can't do it all.
No, you can't. And you know what? And I just want to go back to that. I think it's important that we talk about this. Like it's very lonely.
Yeah.
It can be very lonely working for yourself. And I know there are networking groups, and a big mistake I made was I went to certain networking things and I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel like I was in the right room. There was a reason for that because I was in the wrong room,
Yeah, you were.
and
Yeah.
and and I know like if you can't find what you're looking for, create it yourself. So because I was going to these things and I wasn't feeling like I got value, Like I go, I'd sit there, get a babysitter at the time, drive up to Dublin, go to the thing, drive back, whole day gone, and I'd be like, what did I get out of that?
Yeah, you
What did I
achieve
learn?
nothing. Yeah.
Did I learn anything? And so I said, I'm going to do my own events. So I just started doing my own ones. And I just said, do you know what? They're magic. I have a social media fest on the 26th of November here in Wexford. I used to do the women's events, that was acquired, that network. But like, if you can't find the network that you want, make
Start
one.
your own. Yeah.
Start your own.
And it
Yeah.
is important because I remember like when I closed down the business many years ago, that's why I wrote the book in 2003. I was minutes from ending my own life. And even though I had loads of staff and I had loads of management team, I had loads of people I thought were close to me, I still didn't have that one person that I felt at that stage that you could actually open up to. And that's
Yeah.
why I tell people you need to find that person that you can actually say that you can actually say like you did in your video, or go do what you do. Say it out loud and let people know. Because once you get it out there, it's out of your head.
And and that's really important what you said there. I mean, are you connect? I must connect you with a couple of people actually. There's someone I want to see, even just from listening
Yeah,
to you now, my head is going, oh, he needs to talk to David. So there's a few people now that I know, like mental health is a huge, actually, I've said it for years. There should be a helpline for small business owners.
yeah.
There should be a helpline.
It's a helpline that I'm in trouble. And it's not money trouble. Well, you are in money trouble, but I'm in mental health trouble. I don't know what to do. Like we have the Samaritans for one thing, but there's many people out there. And it's funny, after what happened to me, I met someone you and I would know very well about 2 or 3 years later whose business went bankrupt as well because they owed something like 20 or 30 million. And what sometimes do is I call people who are in trouble and I have a coffee with them just to make sure they're okay. When I was telling him my story, he looked at me and went, Jesus, that was me last week. I was minutes away,
Mm,
Mark. And for the same reason, my life insurance was paid, so my mortgage would be cleared. My life insurance would cover this. All my health insurance would be covered. Everyone would be looked after,
mm.
right? And you don't realize, yeah, a lot of people who get to a certain stage, they don't have the phone number of someone to call. They
Yeah.
don't. The person who doesn't judge it, and that's really important.
I just think it'd be deadly, wouldn't it? I'd
It
love to
would,
do
yeah,
that.
and,
But
and
like,
it is needed.
well, I mean, this is something I talk about a lot because I mean I'm in an office here now. I have an office here in the Enterprise Centre, and I had to get out of the house just to be around people to a certain extent. So at
Yeah,
least I know that I can go up and get a coffee and I can have a chit chat or whatever,
yeah,
you know. But that's why it's so important to have a mentor.
it is. Yeah,
A couple of really good friends that you can trust that are also have a business that maybe have been through something similar that can kind of advise you. But a
Uh,
mentor is great.
and when people hear the word mentor, they think, oh, someone who's older, a business person, or this. But it doesn't have to be. It could be anybody in any walk of life who you trust to have a coffee with, or a pint with, or a glass of water with, or a Coke with, and say and tell them stuff that just will go nowhere,
Hmm.
and they're not going to be saying, "No, you did that wrong." They're just going to listen.
Sometimes you just need, and that's something my husband, I have to say, bless him, he's been very good. He's learned the art of listening because, like, I'd be saying something and he'd be like, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, look, I just want you to listen. I don't want you to say anything.
Yeah,
You don't have to fix this. I'm just ranting, let me just get it out and
get
then
it
just
out there.
listen. And sometimes and that's something I had to learn as well. Like, I think in business, you have to learn how to listen more than you
You
speak,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
do. And it's funny you were talking about too about getting out. Like all Amri's business is one-to-one with kids in the house. Her office is in the house, but we're regulars every day about 6 o'clock in Starbucks in Malahide because she needs to walk down and she
Yeah.
said herself she needs to see people, not even talk,
Mm.
to see people because she's been with maybe one person all day long from 10 o'clock
Yeah.
till 5. She just needs to get out, go for a walk by people, hello, and go into Malahide, go and get coffee because she's out seeing people. And it's not even the talking as you said, it's seeing other people walking around.
And feeling a part of the community is a
Yes.
huge one. Feeling
Yeah.
that you're part of something. And that's a huge thing. And that's why. if you are joining networks, make sure it's the right network, make sure it is the right one. There are
Yeah.
people out there that there are certain networks I just wouldn't
Well,
bother with at
I think
all,
there's a network for everybody, maybe, but you are right. Don't waste your energy on something that you know isn't working. Don't go to meetings just because you feel one or two of your competitors might be there and you should show your face. You don't have to do that. You just find your own niche and find your own people, or what do you say, find your own tribe
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a network and go and do it. So, which is
yeah.
important. So, getting back to what you do. So, if someone is wants, like, what are the key things that if someone's getting onto LinkedIn and they're starting a business
Hmm.
and they want to make an impact.
Yeah.
Like, some people think you just go on LinkedIn, put in the profile, put in a few bits and pieces, like a few posts, and you're now on LinkedIn. Which you and I know is not. There's a lot of hard work on LinkedIn. But what are the two or three key things if someone's getting out there that you would say to someone?
Well, your profile photo is really important. And I think we saw that from the reaction I got when I put up the post there at the weekend,
Red or
which
green? Yes.
red or green.
Yes.
Like there's how many impressions has that got now? I mean, the amount of comments, the amount of messages I got as well about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So I think, that just went crazy. Why though? Why did it go crazy? Because I asked a question. So that's one thing to think about. Asked a question, and I also I'm bringing them on the journey with me.
Yes.
So I'm getting them involved in the decision-making process for my new brand. Yeah, 14,000 impressions it has. I just looked.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but I also got leads from that. So people messaged me and said, actually, I preferred the red, because
Yeah.
everyone was saying green. And then someone was like, I think I like the
I
red.
think I
They're
think
afraid to comment.
I'm re-picked the red. Yeah.
But like, it was funny. But so your headshot's really important.
Okay.
Um, it builds trust. It's a whole thing, the headshot and how important that is. Like I said to John Murray, I want to look like I know my stuff and I'm really good at what I do, but I also want to look approachable,
Yeah,
you
which
know?
is very important. Yeah. Yeah, which is very
So
important.
so people are not afraid to reach out. So your profile, the header on LinkedIn is also important. So I'm actually getting a new banner made. It's the banner in the background. So it should show it's actually your shop window. It should show what you do straight away. Because if you connect with someone, people are going to just look at your headline and your profile. They're going to look at that first, and they're going to make a second decision. They could be on the bus, they could be running to a meeting or whatever when they actually check it. Add value. So there's four things I always say: educate, empower, entertain. Like maybe the empower part is not your personality.
Yeah.
Maybe entertain instead. Maybe you can be funny on LinkedIn. Maybe there's a funny sense of humor thing you can use, but also to show your expertise.
Mhm.
So educate, entertain, empower, engage, and that's the most important one is engaging.
Right.
So it's like how can you, what is it? Someone said, how, instead of being interesting, it's better if I'm interested, so show interest in other people. Um, there's nothing as nice as someone feeling like they've been seen, especially if they put up a post and it is something interesting that you like. So yeah, they'd be the main things to start with anyway.
And what's your view on people? Like, when you say engage, you don't mean just like something. You mean make an actual comment, do you?
Yeah, comments are
Which is more important than just liking something.
Yeah, it all helps, okay? But
Yeah.
the making a comment is a really good thing to do because you can actually add your expertise into that comment if possible.
Yes.
But also, comments get a lot of traction on LinkedIn. So I think I had one comment got like 3,000 impressions or something. So new people saw me that hadn't seen me before. So don't forget, if you're commenting on something, your network and their network is going to see that comment. So you're getting in front of new people. And that's something I actually would like to say is as well. I see people when they come to me, they have the same people commenting engagement pods, big no. So you
Yeah.
might have the same people that
All
have
the time.
a LinkedIn group, and I'm like, what is this group like? And it's a group of people who decided that they were going to engage in each other's stuff. And I'm like, get rid of that because that's just a waste of time because you're getting the same people commenting. You're not expanding your network. Like, go and reach out, find people on LinkedIn. So who are people in your target audience, Mark? So give me an example.
Well, I suppose my target audience are, yeah, good question. My target audience is actually, I deal an awful lot with business owners who, on a one-to-one basis, who are basically in trouble at the moment and they need help. And they need someone to talk to as a shoulder to cry on. And that's how I pitch myself. So the number of clients I have at the moment, every single one of them are all from different businesses, and they all have different challenges at the moment, but they won't tell other people what the challenges are. So
Okay.
I'm like the sounding board.
Okay. So can I look at your profile and just
Yeah,
give
of
a
course you
little?
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we look at your profile, right, I don't get that from your profile.
Okay.
So what we would do there is just I'm just giving a
Yeah,
quick
no, do.
bit.
Yeah, do. Yeah.
Okay, definitely change your headshot because I want to see who I'm going to be dealing with. I want to see your face. I want to see your smile. You approachability, please, definitely if someone's hurting,
Right.
definitely.
Okay.
Okay. Think about the banner as well. I would definitely put in the banner like you have dyslexic entrepreneur, award-winning author, podcast host, speaker, supporting entrepreneurs, creators, and nerders. Okay, so really you're their fairy godmother. You are their
Yes.
hero. So you're the
Yeah.
small business hero.
Yeah.
You're the small.
I'm like the business psychiatrist. They lie on the couch and I listen to them.
Yeah, so you're like, so if you could get something around that kind
Yes.
of, and say, you know, I can't think off the top of my head, but I mean, just something around that. You are the guy that comes to the rescue.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me look at that because especially on mental health. And then the big discussion at the moment I see on LinkedIn, well, I see LinkedIn pushing it an awful lot. Video versus text.
Hmm.
And LinkedIn are doing a big push on to get more people to put up video. And as you know yourself, an awful lot of people are very shy and putting themselves in front of a camera and talking.
Okay, all you need is this.
You
You
do,
don't
yeah.
need fancy equipment.
No,
You
I do
don't
everything on that.
fancy,
Yeah.
yeah. So you just, there's a red button. Just click the red button. I'm in the car. I did one this morning. I was sitting in the car and I went, oh, actually, that'd be really good to do. And so I just clicked record and I went, da 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 da, under a minute. That's all you need to do. So when the thought comes into your head, and it could be something, oh, I just saw a lovely kind deed being done when I was coming down the road, whatever it is, um, talk to the camera, practice, do a few of them. Send one to me if you're not sure.
Yeah.
Send it to me and say, look, Sam, I was going to post this. What do you think? I have no problem telling you whether I think it'd be good or not. And then get it. And you see, look, I am not an expert at editing things. So I send it to my girl and I say, look, will you make that look pretty? And she makes it look pretty. And she just like snips it where it's supposed to be snipped and she puts the subtitles and all. Now, CapCut is a great one. If you want to get subtitles, you can just add the subtitles and stuff. Video is powerful. I mean, we're proving it right now. Why am I on this
Yeah.
call?
But it shows your
No,
personality, it shows who you are, and you get much more across in the video. And that and like but I have noticed some people want now and again on LinkedIn giving out that it's not Facebook. But people I tell people just ignore that and just if what you want to post, just post it.
if you're adding, think about, okay, before you post, is this going to inspire someone? Is this going to help someone take some kind of action? Is it going to add value to someone's day? Or is this going to hurt someone?
Hmm.
You know, and if you think of it that way and think, okay, it like there's things I was going to post and I go, do you know what? I'm not going to post that. There's no reason for me to get on and have a rant about how bad the service was. There's no reason for me to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So positive, positive, add value, add value, add value. And for you, Mark, you know, I think like your story, you could even get little clips out of your book and just ask ChatGPT to summarize the main things, and then each main thing is a video. So maybe
Oh, right. Yes.
the main thing in that chapter was Mark speaks about, you know, not having anyone to speak to. Okay, that's a video.
Yes.
The
Good,
power of
yeah.
talking to someone. Yeah, I have lots of great
You're
ideas.
very good. I'd highly recommend you.
Thank you. But like you could do things like that, like clip
Yes.
up, like what I did a video today. I did a video interview with Tomas Conifrey from Conifrey Pharmacy up the road from where you are in Pearse Street. And we're talking about the shingles vaccination, which he's going to start doing. So I have clipped that up now. So there's little clips of each thing and each question I asked him. So I have a clip of who's it for? I have a
Right.
clip
Okay.
of why should you get it? I have a clip of the symptoms of shingles and I have a clip of the cost. So
Right.
that's four clips I'm getting out of one video.
And you're putting that on his LinkedIn site for him.
I'm sending it to him because he's in my mastermind group. So
Right. Okay. Right.
I'm just
Okay.
doing it as an extra
No, it's
nice thing.
fantastic. And he's going
Yeah.
to put that up on LinkedIn and
He
help
can put it on
his
Instagram.
business.
Yeah, he can put it on Instagram. He can put it on
Yeah.
Facebook. So there's so much technology out there. Like people just think I'm a LinkedIn. I just do LinkedIn, but there's so much technology. Like I go live. I have a new show. Actually, I'll get you on, right, Mark?
Yes. Oh, brilliant.
I have a new show. It's called the Samantha Kelly Show. Here was I thinking, what will I call my show? And then I was like, what will I call it?
Keep it
And I was like,
simple. Keep it
keep it
simple.
simple.
Mhm.
Jesus, just keep. Oh, sorry, I said keep it simple and just say the Samantha Kelly Show.
Yes. Yeah.
Easy peasy. Everyone will remember it. And I'm going to get guests on that are in business. And then someday a big sponsor will come along and say, we want to be part of this. And
Yeah.
then I'll monetize it.
Yeah. And anyone looking to do that type of stuff, it takes a while to build things up. But if you have the right niche and the right angle and you're doing it right, it will work. It will work.
And your analytics, don't be afraid to go to your analytics. Like Mark, if you went, I can tell you now, you can do this while I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You go to your LinkedIn and if you go to your analytics, you know the way it says, if you go to home, right? If you go
Yeah.
to home now, everyone can do this listening as well, and go to your post impressions. It's on the left-hand side, your post impressions.
Okay, hold on a second now.
So go to home.
Um, oh, you cannot minimize when you're recording, so I can't do this. Okay, but keep going. Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Go,
I use analytics a lot, but go on.
yeah. So go to your post impressions and then put in, it says the past 7 days, put in the past 365 days.
Yeah.
So if you do that, it will show you your most popular posts. And I can tell you, without even looking at mine, it's probably something where I was being honest, authentic, um, or talking about somebody else. Okay, let me go and have a look.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm on TikTok as well, because I
Yeah.
have a shop up there. The one that got me thousands upon thousands was one that I shot when I was cutting the grass.
Yeah.
And we stopped for 10 minutes to talk about that. Something came through. Not all business owners only really make money when they sell out. When they sell their company, most of them are struggling and finding it hard. I was in old clothes after cutting the grass, and that got something like I'm up to about 12,000 people on TikTok, but that just went from 500 people to 4,500 people following within a day. Within a day.
Would you put that on LinkedIn?
Would I put that? Did I put it on LinkedIn? If I haven't, I should.
You
I need to
should.
check what I because a good few things I do. I actually do put it onto LinkedIn, because what I do now is I don't record anything on TikTok because it has the brand on it. I just do record on the phone so it can be used across any platform. So that's what I do. But I need to check that actually. I can't remember.
Yeah, but might be
Right.
worth even clipping it up, and you might have
Yes.
a few little things in it. So another thing that I use is CapCut for the video, and then Opus Pro is good for
Yeah,
chopping
I use
videos.
that an awful lot. It's a fantastic tool. Where it
Yeah,
used to take weeks to break things down, within seconds, you have
yeah,
all these little clips.
I
Seconds.
know it's
It's
mad, isn't
brilliant.
it? Yeah, it's like, but I mean, I would put that on LinkedIn.
Yeah. No, I'll actually, when I finish here, I'll check to see that I put it up.
And
Um,
I can tell you now, if you go to your analytics, that the top post is probably something where you're just really, I totally agree with you. I did a TikTok video once. Someone came up to me in the car park and I had eyeliner coming down my eyes. My hair got wet. I looked terrible. And then I just recorded my reaction to this woman that came up to me. She was just being really nice, like, and I was quite emotional. So I just did the video, but I look terrible. And it's my most popular video.
I know. And I know they say be original and all that, but sometimes it catches you off when you're being original because you're just completely in a different state, nothing like what you usually are. And
Mm.
that's the one that might get, well, probably will get you noticed all over the place.
But another thing to remember though is, the more value you give and the more you show that you are an expert. Like for
Mm.
you, for example, um, diversity, like are you connected? Like there's people I know you should be connected to, and I want to make sure you're connected to
Yeah.
them. So in my head now, I'm thinking, okay, he needs to talk to Barry, he needs to talk to Dave, because
Yeah.
there's people, like
Yeah,
Barry.
and what we've done even for on the neurodiversity, like Amory and I ran a whole day neurodiversity show online. We've done one in the Grand Hotel as well, and we're doing free talks in October, a limited number of free talks for our Dyslexic Week for Anne-Marie's end and stuff as well, to show, because she's 20 years experience doing what she does. So it's getting like, and we broke it down last week. It's 20 years experience, but it's 180,000 hours worth of
Mm,
experience. So
mm.
so and that type of stuff. So you'll see a lot of my stuff is around that. But you are the one thing you are right. I keep saying you need to spread the web. You need to be
Mm.
hitting people who you've never talked to before, not the same people all this week and all next week and all the week after. You need to be new people every single week.
And look, go and global. Don't be thinking I live like I live in Wexford. Most of my clients are in America, Canada, UK, Cyprus. Like they're not in Wexford.
Yeah, yeah. And you think about LinkedIn too, if you keep posting about chemists, they'll keep recommending people to do a chemist. So you have to actually go looking for people in the other industries, and then they'll start throwing some of them up at you.
It's like I said the other day, actually, that in an interview that, a lot of people go to social media events. Now
Yeah,
I run my own social media event, but if I'm going to an event, I want to be the only marketing person in there, in the
yes,
room. I want to be I went to a manufacturing event in Belfast and I was the only you person there, you
yeah,
know? So that's
which
what
is
you want.
fantastic. That's what you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. That's what you want. So, right. So, if anyone wants to reach out to you, Sam, and they need help with LinkedIn, and whether they're new in business or they're established in business, but they want to increase either their company profile or even their own profile, because maybe they think they're moving jobs or they want to go to the next level and they want to be recognized in what they do, and they want their maybe people to realize the type of experience they have or what they can do for other companies. How will they reach out to you?
Well, just LinkedIn is probably the best way. Just
Yeah,
connect with me
okay.
on just connect with me on LinkedIn. But like, I mean, the thing I specialize in most is people who are already experts in their niche and they just want to get to that next level. So it's kind of what I've done myself.
Yeah,
So it's people who are already experts in their niche, already are on LinkedIn and already kind of know how to use it, but they have great content to share. So I help them put it together, get it out there in the right way without feeling like they're bragging, without feel like so that it's the response. And then also sometimes they don't know how to use these tools. So a lot of them be kind of my age, maybe a little bit
yeah,
older. They're not sure how to maybe do a video on the phone,
yeah.
things
True.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So sometimes it can be something like that. And then also I do useful introductions. So I'm not a PR person, but I have a lot of connections who are journalists. So I try and get people featured.
right. Okay,
I
very good.
do. I don't try. I do.
You do.
I do get
Okay.
people featured. I mean, you should be on things yourself. Like a lot of things, like you could write an article on, diversity in the workplace, for example. You could write an article, send it in as a press release. There's so many journalists looking for good content right now,
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
especially during the summer.
Oh, especially well, summer is always summer and Christmas are the quiet time for media. That's why if you're a politician, you get anything through at summertime because nobody be paying attention.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, even you could do your own, you could do this podcast could be a LinkedIn Live. So you could do it with Restream. I use Restream. So you could do a LinkedIn
Yeah.
Live, like my show. So watch my Samantha show when it comes
Yeah. I
out.
will. And,
It's
and
on
when's that kicking off?
tomorrow, actually, 11 o'clock.
On
So,
LinkedIn.
yeah.
On LinkedIn Live. Okay.
So if you started doing them live, what you have is you can chop up the video, but also videos stay on LinkedIn forever, right? So you can also stream live to YouTube and Twitter at the same time. I know you're probably not on Twitter, but I am. And the other thing about LinkedIn Live is people can ask questions while the conversation is happening. So
Yeah.
you could start interviewing other people in the diversity space, for example. You could become that guy, that guy that is the go-to guy for commentary on diversity for the journalists and stuff, for
Yes.
example.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I've used Restream. It's another one of these programs that it's very easy to use. You don't have to be technical whatsoever. It's
No.
click and play.
And I
Like,
teach my clients how to do all those things as well. Yeah. So they
yeah,
can
and
do it
and that's
themselves.
the beauty about a lot of software and stuff now. You don't need to be technical in any shape or form.
I'm not.
Yeah, and it's just so easy to use, and even using it on the phone. A lot of them have
Yeah.
the. So if you suddenly want to restream something while you're out, and they have an app, you can be on a few platforms at the same time, which is fantastic.
Yeah, but there is also another angle of, for example, I'm not good at Facebook ads. So Social Media Fest is coming up on the 26th of November. And I hired someone that was a specialist on Facebook ads to do the Facebook ads. And it worked. So we
Right,
spent
okay.
500, we got 2,500 euros worth of sales. So, it's like, it's all about finding the right people. Like you could
Yeah,
do a video on YouTube, but I got a YouTube expert to look at my YouTube because like there's experts in everything. It's
there
getting the
is, yeah.
right ones,
And you can't be the expert in everything yourself. You just can't. There's so many different algorithms and different ways of doing stuff on the different platforms. You just can't know them all. You just don't have the time to know them all.
No, I mean LinkedIn newsletter. Have you got one? Let me see. Have you got a LinkedIn newsletter?
I do. I have two. One for one called
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
yeah. I have two of them.
Dyslexic entrepreneur, dyslexia and you. Okay. So
Yeah,
as you can see, the dyslexia and you is more popular, it looks like.
it is. Yeah. So and it's grown, and I try and post once every probably 2 weeks to it.
Mm.
And I'm using more video than anything else now. That most of my stuff, you click on and it's actually a video rather than the whole thing I'm writing down. Um, and yeah, it just, well, being dyslexic, it saves me time doing the video than having to write something and then have the spell check and all that type of rubbish.
Yeah,
This way, it's
yeah.
just much easier. Much
Yeah,
easier.
yeah, absolutely. Actually, we had Barry who came to speak at Social Media Fest and he was telling us about
Oh, Barry
people.
Walsh.
Barry Walsh, yes,
Barry,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. He
Thank you. It
talks.
just went down my head.
Yeah,
But
he
like he
he
was
talks
great.
on air thing as well. Barry's very knowledgeable. Yeah,
Very knowledgeable. Yeah.
yeah,
And
very
that's what you
good.
want. You want to kind of, you want to like stand out from, you need to be getting asked. Why are you not getting asked to speak? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So you need to start, okay, well, why are my competitors getting asked to speak? And I know he's not a competitor, but I'm just
yeah.
saying, for example, so I make that person into that person.
Okay, and that sort of sums her up nicely. If anyone wants to be that expert, it's you they
The
go knocking on the door
go-to,
to.
yeah, the go-to
Yeah,
expert in their niche. Yeah.
fantastic. Sam, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Um,
You're welcome.
and I assume you're going with the green outfit, and not the red one. Um,
I am, yeah.
yeah. So if anybody needs any help when it comes to LinkedIn or anything to do with social media and they need help, if Sam can't do it, she'll find you someone who can do it. That's the most important thing. So
Absolutely.
and Sam will help you with the strategy and everything around that and putting the whole plan together. And you have massive amount of experience and you've helped me today. So I'm going to take some of your tips. I'm going to replay this for myself, never mind anybody else.
Great. No, that's what it's about. When you add value, people remember it. So now you have a little taste of what I'm about. And like that's why I do a lot of interviews and stuff because people get a taste for you and they say, just no, I wouldn't mind working with her, you
Yes,
know?
yeah,
So
yeah. You have to be everywhere nearly all some of the time so that people don't forget you.
yeah.
You really do. Well, good luck with the rebranding. I hope it goes
Thank you.
fantastic. Hope it goes fantastic. And I appreciate your time. Thanks so much, folks, for listening. And don't forget, Menswear 46 on Dawson Street. And they kidded me out there a while ago for my daughter's wedding. And that's how I know the lads in there. So if you need anything, Gary's in there, Ruth's in there, and Richie's in there. And we interviewed Richie a few weeks ago. So if you want to look back on any of the recordings, Richie talks all about the industry and the menswear and all that. So thanks so
Great.
much, folks. Appreciate you listening.